The recent Texas floods are an example of what I've been telling you guys. What is the Bible? The Bible is God using events and numbers as prophecies, speaking to us through all of the stories in the Old Testament and the New Testament in a prophetical way, telling us of what is to come, telling us of what has happened, but in God's way, through numbers and events. And I believe 100% because of the numbers that I found right now, that that's what this Texas flooding was. They created it with their weather warfare devices. We all know about that on this channel probably.
Watch this.
It's raining renters.
No. Sorry. I'm a certified rainmaker.
The University of Port-au-Prince.
And they did it to show us something, just like God does. Lucifer said, I'll be like the Most High. So all of God's ways, they use them, except they're corrupted, just like the Bible says. What I'm about to show you is absolutely amazing. What have I been saying about 2025? Rapture and judgment. And it's all connected back to Noah's flood. With all of these numbers, with Donald Trump and other things, and especially with, as I've shown, the measurements of Noah's ark when multiplied. As I've shown, you take the length, the breadth, and the height and multiply them twice. 300 times 50 times 30 times 300 times 50 times 30. And you get 2025 with 8 zeros. 8 being the number of new beginnings and eternity. 8 people got on the ark. Okay, I've shown this before. And it was the flood, right? Hence the Texas flood connection. And like I said in the beginning of this video, they create events just like they make movies and TV shows to speak to us and tell us prophetic things, just like God does. That's what they do. And so now, what I'm going to show you is through the Texas flood, they're telling us exactly what I've been telling you this whole time about 2025. Rapture and judgment, or in this case, the flood. Look at the screen. Texas flood equals 726 harpazo in English gematria. Bam! Bam! Rapture, 726 harpazo in the concordance, and flood. They did this to tell the world what is coming. And the world ain't got no clue. That was in English gematria. But if you just look up, now in Hebrew gematria, Texas flood equals 626. Do you know what 626 is? 626 plus 626 equals 1252. You know what else equals 1252? You ready for this? You ain't even ready for this. 923 plus 329. September 23rd. Watch this. 1252. Number 1252 in the Greek, diakrino, literally means to separate throughout or wholly. To judge, from a root meaning separation. Then to distinguish, decide. As I shown in my last video, Donald Trump in English gematria equals 828, just like Abaddon takeover or a bad dawn. And 828 plus 828 is 1656, which is the year of Noah's flood. This is just one of many examples. That's what the Texas flood was. It was, we can call it a ritual, a created event to show us and speak to us in a prophetic way by the powers that be. Again, just like God. That's what all the events in the Bible are, and the numbers. They all match up to prophesy. Matthew 24:37, as I've shown, which this revelation was shown to me. But as the days of Noah, we know Noah, or Noe, were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So again, the days of Noah, which is the flood, and the coming of the Son of Man, the rapture. Okay? And you take that chapter and verse 24 times 37, 888. Who's 888? Donald J. Trump in English Gematria is 888. And so is Jesus or Isis, because in the older versions of the Bible, you see an I. So Isis in Greek equals 888 as well. And all in one verse, 24:37, Matthew. And you just got to be fruitful and multiply, and you will see things like you ain't never seen before. So yeah, the days of Noah spoken there, which we're talking about the flood and other things, and the coming of the Son of Man, the rapture. And out of all the numbers that God could have used, it was the number 8 to do all this. And again, how many people got on the ark? 8. What does 8 mean? New beginnings. What else does it mean? Eternity. Do you remember this map showing America flooded and broken up? Like over 40 years ago, it was created. And it's a Navy map created by the Matrix Institute. Well, you remember how Navy maps equals 666? And America flooded equals 666? Both in English Gematria. Do you remember Mark 13:32? That no man knows the day or the hour, only the Father in heaven. Mark 13:32, right? Interesting that the word ark is in Mark. Well, do you know what else is 13:32? Take 666 and multiply it by 2. You get 1332. So basically that's 1332 divided by 2. 666. Another connection between the rapture and the flood of judgment coming. And it's coming this year. This year. What is the condition of people around us that the Bible talks about? They'll be eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage till the flood takes them all away. Right? Where is the promise of his coming? Well,
I think what I want to do is I want to talk just for a second. I wrote this out, and it's very close to my heart because I was down there, and I watch our police and our firemen down on 7-Eleven, down at the World Trade Center right after it came down.